Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our beloved and the revered speaker, our beloved uncle, His Grace PANCA GAUDA Prabhu, and all glories to some of the Vaishnavi devotees. We thank you all, as usual, for being here today. Today is Tuesday, the 18th day of November. Wow. The year is almost over. And it is an honor, of course, always an honor to have the Association of Prabhuji, His Grace PANCA GAUDA Prabhu. Prabhuji, we thank you so much. I'm lost of words to express our sincere appreciation to how you've been supporting and encouraging us in our little attempt to serve Shri Guru and Krishna. So we may put the verse up on the screen and you take it over from here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narang Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayak Nastapreshu Bhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 14, Verse 21. Na vayang prabhavas tang tvam anukartum griheshwari apyayusha vakasnyena yecha nye guna grinnava. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Queen of the Home, we are not able to act like you, nor could we repay you for what you have done, even if we were for death. To repay you is not possible, even for those who are admirers of personal qualities. Purport: so much glorification of a woman by her husband indicates that he is henpecked or is talking lightly in joke. Kashyapa meant that householders living with wives enjoy the heavenly blessings of sense enjoyment and at the same time have no fear of going down to hell. Has no wife and may be driven by sex desire to seek another woman or another's wife and thus go to hell. In other words, the so-called man of the renounced order who has left his house and wife goes to hell if he again desires sexual pleasure, knowingly or unknowingly. In this way, the householders are on the side of safety. Therefore, husbands, as a class, cannot repay their debt to women either in this life or in the next. Even if they engage themselves in repaying the women throughout their whole lives, it is still not possible. Not all husbands are as able to appreciate the good qualities of their wives, but even though one is able to appreciate these qualities, it is still not possible to repay the debt of the wife. Such extraordinary praises by a husband for his wife are certainly in the mode of joking. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistang Stapitang Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. Yagya of hearing and chanting. It's actually pretty amazing how is this daily, I guess, Nityang Bhagavata Seva, yeah. Hearing and making the endeavor to advance, or at least to apply ourselves in Krishna consciousness. Very, very commendable. Yes, this is Leela Kashyapa Muni, and trying to understand according to time, place, and circumstance, different ages, different cultures, and of course, the complexities that are being discussed in this particular shloka. That the wife is protecting the husband, and the husband's also protecting the wife. And just as we are aware from reading from Srimad Bhagavatam and all the various scriptures, the rules and regulations governing life, especially everyone has the desire. This sex desire is very, very strong. From Lord Brahma down to the ant, every living being is desirous, looking for happiness, but that happiness that we're looking for is actually that love for Krishna, the relationship with Krishna, that we have a very intimate, eternal relationship with Krishna. Jivera Swarupoi Krishnera Nityadas. We are Krishna's eternal servant. And Krishna's personally looking out for us by coming and giving us Bhagavad Gita, sending his representatives. Just imagine the Lord has created all these universes and all these various forms of life and given us an opportunity to try to find that happiness and satisfaction that we're looking for on our own. Like the tiger or lion may jump on another animal and kill it for its food. And that's understandable for that animal, the lion or tiger, to behave that way. But if a human being kills another human being, then he's punished by the laws of the government. What to speak of the laws of nature? Just like when Diti was trying to convince Kashyapa, and he said, "No, no, Lord Shiva, we'll see, and this is a bad timing. He's traveling at this time with the ghosts and hobgoblins, and just be patient and wait for the proper time. This Garbhadan Sanskara is the recommended process. Human life is meant for begetting children, God-conscious children. But everyone, especially in this age of Kali Yuga in particular, they're rejecting any idea of controlling. They have abortion, they have birth control, they have so many ways of trying to continue their enjoyment without having to follow the rules and regulations which govern us all. And we know brahmachari life, like when I first came to Miami, 9 years as brahmachari, and And the way to follow that was by actually being enthusiastic about this process of devotional service, hearing and chanting, a regulated life, meaning rising early and hearing and chanting, going on book distribution, or performing whatever duties according to the spiritual master's order. Ours was book distribution. And somehow we can control uh, by the power of Krishna consciousness, scientifically regulated. But as we've seen, that most they can't follow this brahmachari throughout life. Like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was brahmachari and then became a sannyasi, so Naishtika brahmachari for whole life. But in general, Krishna creates the spiritual orders of brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas, and brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, and shudra. And the societies are set up in this way by the Lord so that in the human form of life, which is a gift by Krishna, that Krishna is actually in the heart of every living being and guiding the wanderings of everyone according to our desires. And according to this system that's set up by Lord Krishna, is helping the living entity, especially when there was Gurukul surrounding culture. The Brahmanas are speaking the Vedas and giving proper training to the like Prahlad Maharaj from the very beginning of youth was training his student friends, Komarang Acharet Pragyo Dharmam Bhagavatam, that from the very beginning of life, just like Srila Prabhupada, he started a Gurukula, and the Gurukula was meant to train the children for controlling the mind, controlling the senses, and hearing the Vedic understanding of the purpose and goal of life. So by the time one enters married life, whether after he's had training 20, 25 years, then he can follow, supported with his wife, and reciprocate for devotional life or spiritual life. But naturally, the tendency is to have the married life for sense gratification. And once the relationship, after some time, that no one's really happy and satisfied, simply just for sense gratification, then there's divorce, and then looking for another relationship. And that's how we are in this materially changing bodies from one body to another, looking for that ultimate happiness and satisfaction. But from the highest planet down to the lowest, all our places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. And it's not that one's going to let me find that perfect person that will understand me and will love me in such a way that I'll be fully happy and fully satisfied. But by following the culture and training, husband and wife who have Krishna in the center, that they're both eager for Krishna consciousness, then there's hope for making spiritual advancement. But if the combination is strictly just to be together for sense gratification, then ultimately there'll be frustration and dissatisfaction and illusion. But this is the system that by getting married and experiencing the difficulties of married life, of children, raising children, having to work very hard to provide all the necessities so that everyone is feeling happy and satisfied. And the whole life is spent on the bodily concept that I have to make money and I have to, medicine and house and car and so many things, school and clothing and everything that's involved in living a comfortable lifestyle. And the one wastes his whole life with the illusion, thinking that I am this body, these are my family members, this is my nation, my country. I must carry on working in this way. But by how Prabhupada's given us this wonderful Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, sometimes very difficult when you read something that's like, difficult to understand or digest. Every advertisement every there is based around sex life, and on the social media, on the internet, everywhere you turn, everyone's looking for happiness by man is attracted to woman, woman is attracted to men. And this is the whole binding factor, this Maituniagara. It's a shackle that's keeping us blinded in this world. So after Grihastha, Vanaprastha, both the husband and wife are renounced in the sense of trying to enjoy the illusory household lifestyle, and they focus their attention to making spiritual advancement, rising early, hearing Bhagavatam, serving the deities, serving the devotees, staying very busy. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. And the more we stay busy in Krishna's business, meaning that somehow the devotee looks for other devotees to associate with, because we're social, everybody likes to be with others of the same interest, birds of a feather flock together. So we also have the same interest. Do we want to get out of this repetition of birth and death, adhyatmika, adhidaivika, adhibodhika, the mind and body is disturbing me, and then hurricanes and tornadoes and epidemics and earthquakes, all these troubles are forced upon me, and other living entities from the government, from the community, from the neighbors, from the family members. So many disturbances are there. And how to get free from all that? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's just out of his kindness, he's appeared. Krishna and Balaram have appeared as Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, and they're calling Jeev Jago, Gauda Chandra Bole. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? That he's calling that we should take up this process of hearing and chanting the holy name of the Lord. In the association of devotees, one is encouraged, isn't it? And then we have so many festivals, and the husband and wife together, they like to serve the devotees, we have many big festivals here. Sometimes we have 300-400 devotees come from Delhi for our, especially Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Day festival, or some big festivals. And we'll be feeding 10,000, 15,000 devotees. And they take great pleasure in just inviting senior people to their home and cooking for them. In this way, utilizing their time and their energy, how I can serve the Vaishnavas, how I can serve the devotees. And this makes the life and the family life for proper utilization. We should not just think how I can make money, and I don't want to be bothered with anybody. I have a nice setup and I'm good. But this nice setup is only here for a few years, or maybe you could die at any moment. All that hard work, your big bank balance and your beautiful mansion and all your cars and your relatives and your possessions, everything is finished. So we're not just thinking in negative ways, the reality. birth, old age, disease, and death. And in between, we have to make survive, that we can engage our family in Krishna consciousness. But we've seen, and not every family member would be that interested to be fully dedicated. I came to Vrindavan in '93. My two boys were 3 years old and 7, and the 7-year-old went to the Gurukul. And we spent 7 years in India full time from '93, and they're doing good in the sense that they're associating with the devotees and they're living in that kind of community. But still, to live in society, one is a policeman. He's got charge of SWAT department. So naturally, you have to be engaged and working, but at the same time, uh, keeping up your Krishna consciousness. But we see as one matures and has their own family, that they see the importance of training the children, and they themselves, take up the process more seriously. This is the mystery, how so many living entities, although it's so clearly explained in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, in the various literatures from the Vedas, about how this life is a rare opportunity to awaken our spiritual life, and how old age, disease, and death will take us and leave everything behind. Still, that urgency and that importance of taking up spiritual life doesn't manifest, because the entanglement is and the illusion is so strong. This Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mami Vaye Prapajante Mayame Tang Tarantite. This divine energy of Krishna's is very difficult to overcome. One who surrenders to Krishna can easily cross beyond it. But the surrendering process, just like Hiranyakashipu was asking Prahlad, what is the best thing you learned? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. Shravanam, hearing. Kirtanam, chanting. Smaranam, remembering the Supreme Lord. Serving the lotus feet. Offering prayers. Offering everything to the Lord. These processes, by actually one becomes fearless. One is fully dependent on Krishna. Rake Krishna Marike, Mare Krishna Rakeke. If Krishna wants to kill you, no one can protect you. If Krishna wants to protect you, no one can kill you. But Krishna's always protecting us. He's protecting us. He's in our heart as super soul. He's guiding us by giving us knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Sarvasya chahang hridisana vishto matat smriti jnanam apokarancha. And that knowledge and remembrance is the driving force to keep us steady in our Krishna consciousness. We see everyone in the material world is suffering. No one is happy. They may appear like they're, oh, yes, things are going quite well, but there's nothing quite well about material existence, because we're eternal, we're Satchit Ananda Vigraha, and we're encaged in this body, you know, and we're running everywhere looking for happiness. Is like the deer, and he's next to a well full of water covered by grass. Instead of finding that water, it's off in the desert looking for happiness. So we're striving for happiness, even though we're hearing Bhagavatam, we're chanting our rounds, we're trying to follow all the rules and regulations. Uh, this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. A little bit of endeavor can save us from the most dangerous type of fear. Neha bikarama nashasti pratyavaya navidyate swapamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahatobayat. Little advancement in Krishna consciousness will protect us from the cycle of birth and death. and we have an opportunity, although it may seem very distant for us because, oh, my mind is so restless, my senses are so restless. How can I come to the point of full surrender? If we think about the gopis surrender to Krishna, they had just such intense love, and the more um, they served and loved Krishna, the more he reciprocated. It was going, how you say, Krishna God became more beautiful and more happy, and the gopis just kept increasing more and more. And that love that we're looking for in our relationships in this material world is natural because they exist in the spiritual world on a spiritual level. Maybe during the different yugas, there was perfect Brahmana, um, the whole Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. They're categorized according to their guna and karma, their work and their activities, not by birth. But this is not the beauty of Krishna consciousness. And Lord Chaitanya, he rejected that idea. Kiba vipra kiba nashi shudra keni no ye Krishna tattva veta se guru hoy. Doesn't matter, if you're born in a low class family or uh, not of a Brahmana or a high standard family. Anyone who knows the science of Krishna consciousness can actually become qualified to become guru or spiritual leader, spiritual guide. Not that that's what the perfection of life, but to serve Krishna in the form of spreading Krishna consciousness is making Krishna happy, making Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and keeping us busy in Krishna consciousness. Because without the service, this tadvidi pranipate na pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanas tattvadarshana. Try to learn the truth by approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Inquire submissively, render service to the guru. He can impart knowledge because he has seen the truth. So to, how you say, always looking for reasons why not to follow or finding fault in the process doesn't really help. The more we mature in our Krishna consciousness, the more the revelation will be there. The understanding that I am not meant for living in this material world. I'm meant for going to the spirit, because life is very, very, very short, and we have a wonderful opportunity in the form of this Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada performed a miracle, and with great endeavor to carry out the order of his spiritual master, brought this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, the Krishna consciousness movement. And it's just amazing how just someone who comes from the India in little rubber shoes and a dhoti and kurta with just one little bag, no money, and some books, can plant these seeds by chanting the holy name and speaking Bhagavad Gita. And so many were attracted. And then how Prabhupada was fully empowered by his faith in his Guru Maharaj and desire to satisfy the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he also empowered so many of his followers. Not that they were very elevated personalities, but naturally, one who's following the order of the spiritual master, he gets this shakti, he gets a potency. And Srila Prabhupada gave the order. You go to England, you go out, preach, set up and devotees would be going with no facilities and not, not that they had so much money and a whole team of people to greet them and help them to establish, but just by following the order of their spiritual master and going in the streets and chanting 8, 10 hours a day enthusiastically and distributing the Back to Godhead magazine, distributing books. And it seemed little by little, now we're hitting our 60th year of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada brought the treasure of the books of the six Goswamis, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered his direct disciples to write books. And these books are based on the teachings of Srila Vyasadeva and Narada Muni. So we have the Guru Parampara. It's not just simply some charismatic movement blindly following, but we have logic, we have philosophy, we have books, we have deity worship, we have prasadam, we have festivals, so many wonderful festivals, kirtan, singing, dancing, very colorful. Krishna consciousness is, Krishna's happy with the cowherd boys playing his flute, taking the cows and calves out to pasture. The gopis are seeing and feeling so much separation, thinking of Krishna all day long and waiting for Krishna and cowherd boys to come back in the evening. So that type of sentiments awaken as we continue, that life in the material world is very dry. There's no taste. It's like chewing the chewed. When you think that, oh, let me go out in some nightclub and, dark and music. And of course, I played in a rock band for some time, and this was the lifestyle. People just go out and just forget their miseries and get completely intoxicated and just looking for sense gratification. But ultimately, they're frustrated and they're unhappy. No matter how many wives they've had or how many relationships they've had, there's no satisfaction. I think the Rolling Stones hit it right. Can't get no satisfaction, no matter how you try, this way or that way. But real happiness comes by being under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, living with the devotees, molding our lives so that we can get rid of our material and stumbling blocks and attachments, and try to engage ourselves and the family in service of Krishna. Find an atmosphere where you can serve and further develop your Krishna consciousness. It's actually an opportunity that should not be missed. And the process is simple, but the mind is very restless. But by practice, by good association, and by, even if we have so many desires, we want liberation, whatever it might be, just do it, serve Krishna's mission, and chant Krishna's holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the wonderful opportunity. Yesterday it was funny. We just finished the Guru Puja, and we have a really very powerful Guru Puja in Vrindavan. Somehow it's the chanting, the dancing, and taking Prabhupada around the temple. And I think we're broadcasting it live now. We have our little drone. And then so we just finished, and they said, oh, no one showed up to give the class. Can you give the class? It's already 10 after 8. So yesterday, and I felt that, I sat and gave a Chaitanya Charitamrita class, and it came out very spontaneous. And today I'm thinking, oh, it's so late. I'm studying. reading, and what am I going to say? They've heard all this philosophy over and over again. That's okay. Devotee wants to hear again and again, I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul. Human life's meant to serve Krishna, not waste my time looking for happiness in this material world with this relationship, that relationship. And asatsanga tyaga avaishnavachara, avoid those who are materialists, those who are simply looking for the mundane happiness of this world. It's just a distraction. And stick with the swans and the paramahamsas, those who are relishing and appreciating the holy name, the holy Dham, hearing Krishna's pastimes about with his devotees, taking prasad. And as we continue to stay on the boat, even though sometimes rough waters come and it's rocking and we're seasick and you just want to jump off the boat, but there's a lot of sharks and vicious animals in the turbulent waters. You don't want to be there. Stay on board, and somehow the clouds will disperse, the sunshine will come, you'll feel more strength, more energy, more clarity that yes, Krishna sent me this message, sent me Guru and Krishna planted this Bhakti Lata Bij. Just keep watering it, protect it carefully, love it, try to be kind to everyone, don't offend anyone. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes difficult, because especially got a position and then you have to make sure there's no lazies and crazies, and you want to keep the atmosphere calm and nice. Sometimes you find some difficulties, but a devotee, he's a perfect gentleman. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana. He develops all the godly qualities. But one who's non-devotee, even though he may be very wealthy, very famous politically or in the entertainment world, or he may seem like he's so fortunate, he made it. Everyone in the world is living in total blindness and darkness without Krishna consciousness. So at least we're in the right boat. We have the most wonderful opportunity, and we have clear light and guidance by Srila Prabhupada. Just stick to Prabhupada's lotus feet. Don't read all these other books and other things, novels and various literatures. I'm sure there's great acharyas and there's unlimited books of knowledge, and they're all great. But Prabhupada conveys a certain mood and a certain very, very fine path back home, back to Godhead, full of nectar, full of Vaidhi Bhakti, full of Raganuga Bhakti. Everything is there. And so we should be confident and happy that we're with Krishna in Krishna consciousness. So thank you. I hope that we covered some of the points. That was a bit of a, how you say, not difficult, but the translation in purport was showing that we are conditioned in this world, and the relationships are not easy. As long as we keep Krishna in the center, then things will get easier. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It's very interesting we discussing these topics, and it's beautiful. Srimad Bhagavatam contains everything.
Amazing.
Very amazing, Prabhuji. Dear devotees, if anyone may have questions, comments, reflections, realizations you may want to ask or share, please indicate by using the hand emoji or your physical hand, and you'll be asked to unmute to ask your question or share your reflections, realizations, comments. You're all welcome. Prabhuji, I have one question which has like maybe 2 or 3 sides, and it is from the purport. So if I may put it up here, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is saying here, where is it at? No, sorry, wrong place, here. Right. Therefore, here, therefore, husbands as a class cannot repay their debt to women, either in this life or in the next. Even if they engage themselves in repaying the women throughout their whole lives, it is still not possible. These are very heavy words. And the way Srila Prabhupada is describing who women are to their husbands seem to me like the women or the wives are like gurus, because the scriptures say that no one can repay the spiritual master, no matter what one does. So here, no matter how much the husband tries to repay the wife, one still cannot. Even in the next life, one still cannot. So if the women are like spiritual masters that we cannot actually repay them, then why is it that always, or at least oftentimes, we hear that the husband is the spiritual master to the woman? If you may shed some light in this seemingly contradictory things we come across in the scriptures.
Yeah. Well, because we have desires, so Krishna arranged for husband and wife to be together, and a wife's chastity and love and always thinking and serving actually the husband like a guru, and the husband actually who's protecting the wife, he feels as if the wife wasn't, he's eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and the wife is providing and giving us shelter so that we don't have to go to the hellish conditions by just roaming around here, there, and everywhere. And even the yagyas, when the brahmanas are performing the yagyas, their wife is with them, and when the king is performing all the sacrifices, the wives are with them. So they're considered like the better half of the man's existence. So if the wife is serving and performing all these duties, the husband naturally feels indebted, even though he cannot pay back that debt. Just that Krishna was feeling for the gopis' love. How can I pay? Your love is so intense. And so for the support and the love and the chastity that a woman is giving the husband, and if the husband, as long as he's not fallen, is actually following the religious principles, this way the husband's spiritual advancement is shared with the wife, and the wife is helping the husband so that he can actually follow the rules and regulations of spiritual life and feel content and satisfied. Just like Sati is praised as the most chaste woman, Gandhari and Draupadi, many great personalities are considered, in the one sense, like Guru, isn't it? Srimati Radharani, the Queen of Vrindavan, and Mother Yashoda. These are great personalities. So just like we're serving the Guru with never pay back the debt for opening our eyes and saving us from the cycle of birth and death, so our wives are saving us from degrading and going down to the hellish life. So in that way, we should feel gratitude and, give all respect and praise, just like Kashyapa Muni was praising. It may be in a joking mood, but at the same time, he felt obligated and genuinely. These are all very deep matters, and as we grow and mature, and like I said, different cultures at different times, whereas nowadays everyone wants to be equal, independent spirit, and one should not be overly dominant. But this was more of protection and love, and it wasn't just that they become like slaves or anything.
Yeah.
I may have ventured off from your question, but
No.
you got to worship you got to worship, for their protection. They're protecting and loving and serving you. So how we can repay that,
Yeah. I mean, I'm very much grateful that today's text talks about these things, because some of us as husbands, as married couples, do not oftentimes do this much. We do not express appreciation and gratitude to the women. So I think it's a very good thing that we're learning today. Madhavan Prabhu, please, you may unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
All glory to Prabhupada, all glory to let us speak, Prabhu. Thank you very much for giving us this very wonderful lecture. This particular text, I want to believe that it is Kashyapa Muni that is making these statements. And it's like he's trying to glorify his own position as an householder above the other renowned order of life. And in the purport, you see that the first statement was that so much glorification of a woman by her husband in a joke. The said Kashyapa Muni is weak, because somebody who was in inside meditation, and the wife could convince you to come out of the meditation and then have sex with the wife, even at the wrong time, when he knows it's wrong, and also it's the consequence. So I just see that it's over glorifying his own situation above the other renounced order. And that could be part of the reason why it's referred to as being weak. And then the consequence, we all know the consequence when he gave back to Duma. I want us to look at it in that way. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, did you get all his comment?
Not the whole thing. It cut out for a little bit. You can give me a recap?
Yeah, so he was saying that he believes that the text itself was spoken by Kashyapa Muni. And we all know how Kashyapa Muni, because he was not so spiritually strong, his wife was able to, I wouldn't say lure him, but the wife was able to get him to satisfy her when he was in meditation. Because Sri Prabhupada had mentioned that Haridas Thakur was tempted and he did not fall to it because he was a Vaishnava. So Kashyapa Muni was a devotee, but not a very high caliber. So he is saying that Madhava Prabhu is saying that we could look at what Kashyapa Muni is saying from that angle, understanding that he is actually trying to over glorify the wife. It's more or less like a handpicked. Yeah, so if we look at it from that angle, then we may also understand that he is actually trying to glorify his ashram over the 3 other ashrams. And so if we look at it that way, then we may not be so quick to thinking or saying that the wife is like this, the wife is like that, the man is like this, the man is like that. And he wants to get your opinion.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Well, it said that he was actually inclined, and you know, it wasn't a hard thing for her to convince him, but at the same time, he was trying to justify his reluctance because of the timing and the understanding Lord Shiva, his brother-in-law, or you know, and all the ghosts and hobgoblins would be there. Yeah, this is Daksha was also glorifying himself and chastising Narada Muni that, you know, how that he was irreligious because he preached to his sons to not take up family life, but they immediately became renounced and took up the renounced order and not get entangled. But it seems as though Kardama Muni was, like you said, glorifying his wife and almost feeling that you know, dependent on and very, very appreciative of having his wife there by his side in order to he can perform his duties, but at the same time have that relationship, because we're all embodied souls and we need to have some kind of relationship in this world. But even Kashyapa Muni and when Kardama Muni and Devahuti, she was serving Kardama Muni. She was a princess, the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, and Kardama Muni, great yogi. But then she also wanted the family life. So after performing so much yajna, by his mystic power, he provided a aerial spaceship, almost like a little city, and she had, you know, restored all her bodily beauty and so many maidservants. And there was so much inner exchange between them. But then again, he did his duty, even though Kardama Muni gave birth to Kapila, the Lord himself, but just to show the proper etiquette, he went off and renounced the family life and took up the renounced order to finalize the journey in this life. So even Dhritarashtra, Vidura was saying, you know, he's blind, but why are you just still in this family life? So it seems that we have to play the part and we have to do our duty as householders. The wife should love the husband should glorify and appreciate the wife, but at the same time, there's a stage of vanaprastha and stage of sannyas, and that's not an easy thing, but we have to follow according, and we have so many examples in the Bhagavatam, and we have the guidance of our spiritual master, association with devotees, and our own experiences in life as we mature. We hopefully get some realizations about taking shelter ultimately of Krishna. And Prahlad Maharaj was concerned about his father, and also Dhruva Maharaj was so concerned about his mother that she's also liberated. So there's natural love. The husband should naturally feel and protect the wife and glorify. At the same time, the wife is dependent, but the system of the Vedic culture is set up in such a way that the wife could live with grown-up sons, and the husband should renounce and take up the renounced order. I'm not sure if I captured everything of the question, though. I didn't fully grasp the question, but those are some of my comments based on what little bit I understood from it.
Well, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Actually, it is nice Madhava Prabhu is speaking the way he just spoke, because Srila Prabhupada expected us to study the scriptures very scrutinizingly from all angles. So it is proper that one could also look at what Kashyapa Muni from the angle that Madhava Prabhu is coming from. But I think, and please, Prabhuji, I would like to get your opinion on this. I think that Srila Prabhupada is very unique. We have so many great spiritual masters in our line, but Srila Prabhupada is so unique in the sense that Srila Prabhupada is he is like the culmination of Guru Sadhu Shastra. You know, these are the three tools we use to check whether whatever we are saying we're doing is correct. And Srila Prabhupada is a sadhu to those who are not devotees. But to those of us who are devotees, he is guru, and at the same time, he is the scripture. Srila Prabhupada's purports are scriptures. So if even we assume that what Kashyapa Muni is saying is quite flattering, what do we say about what Srila Prabhupada is saying in the paper? And Srila Prabhupada is quite emphatic. Srila Prabhupada is saying it that no husband can ever repay the wife, either in this life or the next. This is not Kashyapa speaking, it's Prabhupada speaking. So how do we take that? And I had said this some time ago that the problem some of us have oftentimes is that we do not seem to appreciate people. No. And I remember we discussed this, and one devotee was saying, in the first place, a devotee should not even expect to be appreciated. Yes, devotees do not expect to be appreciated, but a devotee is also eager to appreciate. Because I may not ask for any appreciation, but if someone is, excuse me, say a genuine devotee, and he sees another devotee do something wonderful in serving Guru and Krishna, why wouldn't you appreciate? And if you appreciate, why don't you say it? So I think in that same stem, or in that same vein, a husband and a wife are living together. why wouldn't the husband express appreciation to the woman for all the amazing things she's doing for him? Whereas we, the men, oftentimes say we expect the women to appreciate what we're doing. Why not the other way around? Well, Prabhuji, I throw it back to you. But this is how I see that Srila Prabhupada, apart from being a guru, he is also the scriptures, because the Bhaktivedanta purports are scriptures. Hare Krishna.
Very good points. Prabhupada's embodiment of Sadhu Shastra Guru. And Lord Chaitanya said that if one could chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw on a street, more talented than a tree, and ready to offer all respects to others without expectation of, whether one appreciates us or not, we're not so, but a devotee is symptomatic by his appreciation of other devotees and their service. So naturally, Kashyapa Muni is appreciating that his wife is sheltering and loving and reciprocating. He felt like indebted. And Prabhupada's expressing in his purport that when someone's rendering such service and protecting you from hellish life, and that's what the guru does. So you cannot repay back that kind of love and reciprocation. I think, as you mentioned, we all need to be more attentive to appreciating with gratitude others' services and how they're actually. Prabhupada was very much appreciated. He said, "My Guru Maharaj, he sent all of you to help me. I thank you very much." With choked up throat, feeling real gratitude and thankful for the devotees who have come, but the devotees are feeling, no, we're just, we're like just little grains of sand in your presence, but Prabhupada was appreciating. So this is as we mature more and more, we should appreciate more and more the devotees, wife, husband, other Vaishnavas. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. We have our beautiful Pujari Tribhuvanat Prabhu here. Tribhuvanat Prabhu, do you have something?
Oh. I'm gonna see him in the Mangalartik, and I'll make sure I give him a hug in appreciation of his services.
Give him some spanking. For staying up late.
His Grace Panchagoda Prabhu ki.
Yeah.
Yes. Sadhu Prabhu, thank you for keeping this platform going so smoothly and so spiritually. I want to comment through the point you raise, appreciation. But I do believe that there are some persons you cannot just appreciate, except you ask them, how do I appreciate you? So I think that His Grace 108, Srila Panchagoda Prabhu is such a person that one has to ask, how do we appreciate you? Do you know the reason for this? I hear one devotee making asking a question which ring bell in my ears that Srila Prabhupada said because Kashyapa was not a Vaishnava. So we have that Vaishnava on this platform always. Prabhupada was telling Yamuna, he said the whole essence of spiritual life begins in the morning. And here we have this Vaishnava who never meets Magarati. I think we should be more inspired to ask him what is the secret behind this, that he never meets Magarati and is always enthused in times of Kirtanya Sadahari. Please, Prabhu, let us hear a little from you.
Yes, I agree with you, Prabhuji. Even that I agree with you 101%. So Panchagoda Prabhu, please give us a little bit of your secret.
Well, it's devotees like Tribhuvanath. He's very steady, and I'm always surprised when he goes to the university. Everyone is fixed. They want to hear him, and I thought, wow, he looks like such a simple brahmachari, but he makes such a wonderful impression on all these teachers and students. So I think devotees should appreciate one another. I remember I was with Pragosh Prabhu, who's a big book distributor. We were working together, books, and I was seeing one devotee, my friend Vijay. He was distributing a lot of books. I said, "My, how's he's distributing so many books?" And I was feeling a little envious. And Pragosh said to me, "He's got Prabhupada's mercy." He just really appreciated that this devotee is doing such nice service. So we should see that those who are dedicated, serving their spiritual master nicely, that's natural appreciation for their services, and we should express that. So I'm going to give him a hug tomorrow morning, okay? Express my appreciation for Tribhuvanath's deity worship, okay?
Sir, they be proactive and be the good judge. You know, this is not the right. This is not what we want, sir. They be the good judge.
When he started speaking, I said, "Oh, I can win."
Don't be sentimental. Be the good judge. We are talking about secret.
he turned the whole thing upside down.
You see, this is what we are talking about.
You see what Vrindavan does to you? Makes you an ecstatic fireball. Like look at Tribhuvanath. Just by being in Vrindavan, he's become a completely ecstatic fireball.
Well, in fact, I totally appreciate your response. That is generally the mood of devotees. But sincerely speaking, and well, with all earnestness, Prabhuji, we would like to, not a secret per se, but word of advice as to how we can continue our devotional service in quite a steady manner. It's, oh no, it's very difficult. Srila Prabhupada says that it is not wonderful if somebody bloops, but it's wonderful when someone stays. So for someone to stay and always be enthused, like Tribhuvan Prabhu was saying, I see you everywhere on social media. You are with your god brothers, god sisters. You are with little kids. Nobody can tell the difference. See, you give yourself out to each and every one, serving Guru and Krishna, and you serve with each and every one. So if there is at least just one word of advice or encouragement or some strategy that we all can try to apply our devotional service, because we want to stay till the end, whether we're doing good or not, but we want to be in the ship.
Yeah.
Yes, so please.
Steady, regulated reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. Also attract them to the kirtan and the chanting of the holy name. Because if one is hearing and then appreciating the deities and the devotees and participating in kirtan steady, you'll still remain strong to be able to carry on your Krishna consciousness. The formula is to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, but we have to have a regulated reading schedule too. It's not just, whenever I have time, I'll read. No, formulate a schedule in such a way that take rest on time, get up tonight, and today we're not going to take rest on time, but in general, take rest on time, get up early, and hear the Bhagavatam and chant, because there's no other solution than hearing from the Srila Prabhupada and trying to appreciate, like you said, the service of all the devotees. So I don't feel like I have any great qualifications other than being fortunate to be here in Sri Vrindavan and hear Bhagavatam and try to render some service and follow Prabhupada's standards. And this is important.
Thank you so much. And Shubhavanat Prabhu, thank you so much
Thank you.
for bringing up this all important quest, because we all need it. And thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing these tidbits with us. And I think Govinda Prabhu has something to ask. Govinda Prabhu, our modern day Garuda. Please, you may unmute.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Prabhuji, my respectful obeisances to you.
Right.
Our glories to Srila Prabhupada and our glories to your love for devotees. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful presentation as always. My question is still on appreciation. It seems to me like some of us find it very difficult to appreciate one another. What is the cause? Because we see that the highly elevated personalities, they are full of appreciation. They are full of appreciation, and I think appreciation is an extension of love. We are not appreciating. Is it because our hearts are not purified enough, that we still have the demoniac tendency, demoniac qualities such as envy? Because if I'm not envious of you and you are doing something great, why should I not be happy with what you are doing and let you know that what you are doing is great and continue to do it? Unless I'm envious of you or I'm envious of what you are doing, then I'll keep quiet even though you are doing great. So my question is it because the heart is not purified enough? That's why we are not appreciating. Or we are not appreciating because we are envious of what my brother is doing.
Yeah, both those. It's are contaminated, covered over. Lust turns into wrath and jealousy and anger. All these are the stumbling blocks keeping us in this material world. But if for a devotee, the more we're associating with the Vaishnavas, and the more we try to hear, then we start recognizing those shortcomings and the feelings. I know we're doing a big construction project, and one senior devotee was kept up all night because they wouldn't let us bring the trucks during the day, the cement trucks, and it kept them up all night. And he was really chastising me heavily for, I'm not considerate of other people's rest and whatnot. So I, immediately apologized, but at the same time, I made arrangements for him to get in the guest house. And I was thinking, he's so strongly chastised me. I should retaliate, and I really wanted to retaliate. But I was thinking about it. I thought, no, just take it as a learning experience and be kind. So a few days went by, and my anger somewhat subsided, and my feelings of retaliation. And then when I saw him, he was so appreciative that I gave him a room And I said, "You're okay now?" He said, "Yes, thank you so much." And I thought I was thinking the whole time I need to really chastise this person or really show him, doesn't he know who he's talking to or whatever. But I think we learn just by our experiences, and as we see the qualities of a Vaishnava and hear them more and more, then we look at ourselves and we think, oh, yes, I really should appreciate and be a little bit my wife. I should appreciate other devotees' services, no matter how small. And I guess it's a learning experience for sure, by association with devotees and by hearing about the qualities and by having interpersonal relationships with devotees and seeing other person's attributes or good qualities should be enlivening. But sometimes we know that we still have coverings of the heart, and we have to keep doing the process, keep the cleansing going on, hearing, chanting, and serving.
Well, thank you so much, Prabhuji. I am not prayerful, but I believe there are lots of wonderful devotees here on this platform today. And Prabhuji, it is our fervent prayer. Sometimes our body clocks fail us. When we got to wake up, the body clocks fail us. But sometimes it does happen that when the body clocks fail us, Krishna finds ways to come to wake us up to do our service. So we're praying to Sri Guru and Krishna that if by staying up so late, if your body clocks should fail you or disappoint you, may Sri Guru and Krishna come to tap you and wake you up in the morning, so you'll be able to attend Mangarati. Through Vanat, you'll be able to go and then wake the deities up. Krishna will come and tap you, says, "Hey, come wake me up." We're praying. And I guess, Prabhuji, if you may want to give like maybe a concluding remark, and then we may bring this to a close. But before we do that, Prabhuji, all sincerity, we are very much grateful and appreciative to your constant visitation to our humble platform, sharing your love and wisdom with us all the time. And when I saw you, I was thinking of a name that I could assign to you. And I got a name, but I don't think it was so ideal. And I was looking at the opposite of it. The opposite of it, if I flip it around, it looks nice. And that is MOP, Master of Punctuality. And that is what I thought. And I think Tribhuvanat's comment affirms what I thought. Because ever since you started coming to this platform and sharing Krishna Katha with us, with all your busy schedule, I don't recall any single time that you came in late. It's unbelievable. So, Prabhuji, if you make a concluding remark.
Sadi, please, before Prabhuji give a concluding remark, as you have said, I just really appreciate what our superior authority have said. How he was able to balance that issue. You see, in such a situation of his experience, about what he said, that bringing the truck in the night for the work, and somebody complains. It was like when you said two dogs fighting. Two dogs was fighting. We could see how he's able to, reconcile those two dogs. He didn't allow the forceful dog to take over. He allowed the soft dog to take over. I think that was a really wonderful, experiential learning I learned from you this night. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I think that we the steadiness is very, Prabhupada was very, very punctual and everything, morning walk and rising early, and just he'd go for a walk and come back just in time for greet the deities. And he's very conscious of his time and utilization of his time. So we have to actually be very mindful of our regulations and our time, so that it practice makes perfect, and helps be steady. I often say that my mother, she was very regimented in one sense, giving good instruction, giving guidance. So we have to just try on our own to become regulated and be happy. Krishna is always happy. Krishna's devotees are always happy to serve Krishna, and the happier Krishna is, the happier the devotees become. And Krishna sees the devotees are happy, he becomes even happier. So just on that platform, just to learn to love and appreciate devotees, be steady, and stick to Prabhupada's lotus feet. Don't deviate this way and that way. And Prabhupada's giving protection, and the realizations will come from Guru and Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, we're going to humbly request you all to kindly unmute yourselves, and we all, with one love, one heart, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude to our revered speaker, our beloved uncle and great uncle to some of us, His Grace Panchagauda Prabhu, for sharing his love and wisdom with us all today. Please give me a new Jai. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai.
Thank you.
Jai.
Vaishnava devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.